Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty78609, and this is a semi-Beer 30 video. Why do I say semi? Because it's not a full video of Beer 30. It's not that creative. Actually, what it is I just wanted to tell all you guys, I got a lot of comments on that video I did about getting a tiny home or thinking about it and all that stuff. And I appreciate all your comments. Everybody knows what I should do, shouldn't do, or ought to do, except me. But that's okay. I mean, I'm the captain of my ship, and I know it. But I do appreciate all of your input. So the reason I'm doing this video is because tomorrow in comment call, a lot of you don't watch that anyway. And so for those of you that did leave comments on the tiny home deal, I appreciate it. And yeah, but I'm in no hurry. I mean, I'm here. It's a beautiful day. I was sitting outside, and I thought, well, I'll come in and do a video. I was going to do one outside, but it's breezy. It's about 15-mile-an-hour winds out of the southeast, and I just got out of the shower, and I know I look like shit. but I do have a cerveza, as in beer. Prost, der Trixa. You know, that is health food. I guarantee you it is. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Yeah, I'm still set to go on my trip on the 15th. I wouldn't leave a day sooner. I would not consider. I mean, I've done that before. I've always had these, quote, deadlines, and I leave a month early or 6 weeks early. Not this time. I'm holding in because I've been watching the weather. Everything's perfect for that time of the year, even though the winds are going to be breezy. Actually, the winds right now in Columbus, New Mexico, or southern part of New Mexico, about the same as it is here right now. And it's not bad. I can enjoy sitting out on a day like this. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up on the fact that I got a lot of comments on that video, the tiny home thing. And, you know, somebody made a comment about, why am I begging or something to get them to do something for me? I'm not begging Dirksen Storage Buildings to do anything for me. I'm just asking. That's different. You know, let me tell you what, for those of you that are so proud that you don't ask for anything, that's wonderful. But if you become a good asker, it doesn't hurt. And I don't mean you need to get on the street corner and ask for coins in a bucket, but, you know, ask questions. You know, I mean, I've done these people a turn, or a good turn, actually, Dirksen Storage Building. And yeah, you know, do they owe me anything? No, they don't owe me a damn thing. And I expect nothing. Okay. But having said that, I always say that, don't I? Having said that, I wish I could tell you a good joke, but I will tell you a story. When I was a youngster, and I think I've said this before or told it before. We lived in Kennedy, Texas. I grew up on a farm in South Texas, and you know, we were certainly not, well, we were poor, basically, or, well, you know, low middle income, I guess you'd say. And we lived on a place called the Toad Place. And my dad was a sharecropper. And what that meant is you farmed and planted crops on shares on somebody else's land. You know, I don't know how much you got. Sometimes you got 25%, 50%, depending on what kind of deal you worked out and whether you had all the equipment, whether you didn't, and all that sort of thing. But anyway, he did okay. He did pretty good, actually. He did it well enough to where we moved to another home later on. But while we were at the Toad Place, was in the middle of nowhere. I was about 3 to 5 years old while we lived in that place, and then we moved. But before we moved, we had a collie dog. The dog's name was Bill. Bill was a black and white collie, and I think. And to me, Bill was as tall as I was, because I remember reaching my arm straight out and putting my arm on Bill's back and petting him, because he was as tall as I was. So you know I wasn't very old, or else I was extremely short. But be that as it may, me and old Bill used to go everywhere. I mean, and mother, you know, my mother and father never said a word. We'd just disappear. You know, we'd go walking down creek beds and all that stuff. And back then, I think Thomas Wolfe or Tom Wolfe or somebody wrote a story about you can never go home again. And, you know, those valleys and canyons and all that stuff turned out to be little creek beds, were about 3 feet deep. And that's kind of the way this story was. It wasn't a very deep creek bed, but I followed it. Me and old Bill. And away we go. And I don't know that we ever got lost, but we sure as hell did. I didn't know where we were, but I'm not sure I cared. You know, at that age, you just kind of wandering along like, duh. And I was doing that. And all of a sudden, it was getting late in the evening, and I really still wasn't very concerned, as I recall. I mean, this is a total long-term memory thing. But I remember my mother and my aunt running into this cornfield where I was and gathering me up like I was some kind of lost child, which I guess I was. And, oh, we found him, we found him. I remember them saying stuff, or not, I don't remember them saying the exact words, but they were glad they had found me because they thought I was lost. And I didn't have a high enough IQ to know that I was. I had a 0, you understand? So anyway, that's the lost in the beginning story when I was a kid. But yeah, I'd go everywhere. I'd get up in the morning, but even after that, nobody said, "Now don't you leave." I never remember my parents ever saying, "Don't go here" or "Don't do that." It's just, they just left it up to my good judgment, and it worked out okay. I'm still alive, ding, 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 as soon as I get over this twitch. But anyway, guys, from Central Texas, USA, just a little shout out to all you guys that left a comment on the tiny home thing. Appreciate your comments, and I'm not in a hurry to do that. I probably won't do it. I've got to, if my home gets any tinier, all you'll see is my head sticking up over this table because I won't be able to move. But having said that, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything you want, anytime you want. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all my videos. Why? Because I get a small commission, doesn't cost you 1 penny. These are bananas. That's a rotten banana, almost. These are new ones with aluminum foil. That's Trenton Clump. That's a bumper sticker with a jalapeno on it. It says Native Texan. That's olive oil from the old Popeye cartoons. That's a miniature RV somebody sent me. That's Olive Oil's bra. That's Evadry dehumidifier, which helps a little bit in this little small space, 84 square feet of living area. And but anyway, take deep breaths, stretch, walk. Stretch. Whatever you got to do. Stand guard at the door of your mind. Drink plenty of water. Whatever you got to do to keep your health. However you do it, do it. I do it my way. You do it your way. Adios, amigo. Bye bye.